It's week 5 of the 2022 season. And coming up, we'll see David Montgomery. He just crossed the century mark last week with 103 yards. It's the Bears and the Vikings, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 23.
Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And this coaching staff has to be pleased with how their defense played last week. They held their opponents to 3 points, and that was it. If they get anything comparable to that performance, this one's in the bag. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, it's been a lost first month of the season, that's for sure, as they come in with an 0-4 record. And the window's not shut on them, though. They still have a chance to make something out of this season, but it has to start right now. The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. Taken in at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Chicago's offense running out, and something they hope to see for years and years to come. Second-year pro Justin Fields leading the way. And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays. Now Fields going to throw on the first play. And incomplete to open things up. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity, just moments in the game, to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher. The Vikings offense coming out for the first time, and in his 5th season leading this crew, coming off his 3rd career Pro Bowl nod, Kirk Cousins. It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Cousins gives way to Cook. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
2nd and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen with career touchdown number 60. And the Vikings take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. So really a nice drive there for the first points of the game.
And how about the fact that it was a run by the wide receiver to get him into the end zone, Brandon? You know, these guys, we know they're not afraid to open up the playbook, and they showed it to us right there on the first drive.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them, and plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Back to Montgomery on second down. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Fields. And he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete. Fields going to keep it once more. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. So not his arm, but hurting him with his legs. A gain of 19 on the keeper and a first down. And this, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's Fields. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. On second down, Montgomery. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 20 carries, 103 in the yardage department.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect that there's more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. They'll go option to the short side. And he'll go down at the 28. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Off play action, Fields sliding out of the pocket. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. Now they run the option on second down. Fields hit and the ball is loose. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Santos' kick is up and through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 23 yards the pickup there.
Very nice catch there by Justin Jefferson, one of the best receivers in the game after just 2 seasons in the league. As a rookie, second-team All-Pro, and in his second year was second in the league in yardage. This guy continues to grow and get better with every game.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. On 2nd and 9, Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Thielen with his first catch, and it's a first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Cousins throw complete to Rager. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Throwing again on 2nd down. Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's going to get this down near the 25. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man, maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Cook up the gut. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
On 2nd and a yard, Cousins. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Tavon Young. And the Bears are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight, and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
On first down, it's Fields. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Running left, Montgomery. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Fields on 3rd down. Man open. That's Byron Pringle complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. He'll get this up to about the 44. Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. pass. It's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Fields going to keep it running left. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. To throw on 2nd and 6. Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, that was big right there because they're the bottom 5 in the league in converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
And able to work his way down to the 16. The Bears on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap, Fields. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Santos' kick is up and through, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen, go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So here are the Vikings to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll try the middle with Cook. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To throw is Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
From just shy of midfield, Cousins. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Now Cousins. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Cousins in step with Jefferson that time. First down, Vikings. Up the middle, it's Cook. Avoids him at the 40. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now here's a throw that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up second down. Cousins. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. From the red zone now, Cousins. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. From the gun, here's Fields. A throw left side taken in by Kmet. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Got an open man, it's Pringle. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Fields. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football, because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Dante Pettis now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession.
And a lot of times you talk about establishing the ground game. Probably something they need to do more of here losing in the second quarter.
When you're riding your best horse, you've got to lather him up. The best running backs I've ever talked.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, this from 46. Santos' kick is up and through, and they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So that's 3 field goals for him now, but heck, he's not even halfway to his career best of 7.
Seems like the 7 field goal games are the kind of games I always get assigned to at my other job. Let's hope for this offense's sake they can start cashing in on a few of these drives.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. This taken in at the goal line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
and they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
On second down, it's Cook again.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. On third down, Cousins.
And he's got this to Jefferson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. Cousins now from the 50. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up
Third and short yardage, Cousins. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he will have the Vikings first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
As you know, so many things in the passing game are based on yardage. Sometimes it's just based on timing, and that's what we saw right there on that play. 3rd and 3, just get the ball right to the receiver.
It's the hitch route. Tell us, what is the hitch route?
Yeah, just take really one step, like you're driving off the line of scrimmage, get the defensive back on his heels, get the ball out to the receiver, and he does the rest.
Cousins throw complete to his receiver, Thielen. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. To the air again, it's Cousins. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. The former 3rd-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith as he gets the sack.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. And here's Ryan Wright now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the 2nd half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the 2nd half.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tempt to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson.
Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 41. To throw, Cousins. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10.
Here's Cousins.
He's going to get this one down to Cook. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to make it fourth down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Cousins to throw for it on fourth. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And he is going to pick up the Vikings first down. No problem there. They get the first by plenty on 4th and inches.
But it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big time throw on fourth.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's fourth down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. That'll be caught. Rager with it. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. His throw incomplete. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8.
Brings up 3rd down and 8.
Cousins to throw it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on him.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
4th down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and on comes Greg Joseph from Minnesota. From the right hash, this from 53. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will stay a 12-point game. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. To throw on 2nd and 6. Fields. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down. Fields. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at the 20. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd.
From the 29, Cousins. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Jalen Johnson on the coverage.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. They've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
And they're going to move it down the inside the 25.
To Justin Jefferson. A 6-yard pickup.
From the 24, Cousins. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll throw again. Cousins steps away to his left, and he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument the quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now Cousins. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Greg Joseph on for the field goal. A 38-yard attempt.
The kick by Joseph is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So an important one there as they widen their lead in this 4th quarter.
All right, partner, help me out with the math here. Make sure I am on point, because the way I see it, the other guys still need 2 touchdowns, but in addition, a 2-point conversion. So this is all about them playing perfect football from here on out.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Bears offense ready to get going again. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10.
To throw is Fields.
And he comes back with one complete.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score, because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Fields on first down. That's complete right side.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play. Calling luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Fields throwing again.
Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. The Bears on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 3.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
Now they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
4th down. Fields has to have this one. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields. That's complete to Mooney.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Now Montgomery running right. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. So not his arm, but hurting him with his legs. A gain of 19 on the keeper and a 1st down.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Fields going to keep it once more.
Give him 4 yards there on the 1st down keeper.
On 2nd down, here's the option.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, they go Montgomery. And he's going to be taken down short of the 1st, right around the 15-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
They snap it to Fields.
And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for the strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 15.
He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Third down, here's a run by Cook.
And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the 1st, right around the 15. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
And here's Ryan Wright now,
standing just about on his own goal line. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So now Fields and the Bears down by 15. A minute 47 on the clock. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. On first down, it's Fields. Gets this one left side to Pettis. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Now Fields. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Chicago! Byron Pringle, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bears are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Santos with the extra point, as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Cousins just going to take this one down to a knee and end it.
And here's Ryan Wright now
as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds about the 17-yard line.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield. One final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered a loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting into midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for the Vikings, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for Chicago, things aren't looking good. It'll be an 0-5 start.
And